My fiancé was sleeping with my business partner. I let the wedding go ahead without me and put a printed booklet on all 200 chairs. I found out because of a tire rotation. Her car was due, mine wasn't, so I took hers on a Tuesday. Her phone had paired to that console months ago and never unpaired, and when I started it, the screen filled with messages, 8 months of them. Mateo, my partner in the hardscape company we built out of one truck and a borrowed plate compactor. I sat in that service center lot 2 hours reading a marriage that wasn't mine. The affair was the smaller part. They screenshotted my texts, the one where I sent Delphine a photo of a retaining wall because I was proud of the joint work, the one where I got excited about a magazine wanting to photograph a patio. Mateo wrote, he genuinely thinks he's an artist. There was a whole run about my hands, about my GED, about how I'd peaked the day I bought the second truck. Then I got to the part about the company. They had a plan. After the wedding, Mateo would trigger the buyout clause in our operating agreement, using the wedding money as the down payment. Delphine wrote that the crews liked him better anyway. Mateo said he'd keep me on as a foreman a year so it wouldn't look bad. She wrote, be nice. He's the reason we can afford it. I didn't confront anybody. I drove her car home, parked it exactly where it had been, and went inside and asked what she wanted for dinner. For 17 days, I was the most agreeable groom in the state. I confirmed the caterer. I picked up my suit. I let Mateo talk me through his ideas for spring scheduling, and I nodded, and I wrote none of it down. What I actually did with those 17 days was this. I sat down with our accountant and an attorney 2 counties over. That buyout clause runs both ways, and the partner with the equipment notes in his own name and 11 years of client relationships is in a considerably stronger position than the one who does the invoicing. I also pulled every message off that console with a screen recorder before I unpaired the phone. Then, I had a booklet printed, 22 pages, cream cardstock, same font as our invitations, a photo of us on the front, and the words, our story at the bottom. Inside was the timeline, dates, times, everything they wrote in order. Nothing edited, nothing added. 206 copies. The rehearsal dinner was Thursday. Delphine's father toasted me and said I was the hardest working man he'd ever met. I watched Mateo raise his glass with everybody else. Under the table, Delphine's phone lit up on her knee. Saturday morning, I got up at 5, made coffee, and drove out to the venue in work clothes. The coordinator was setting chairs. I told her the printer had delivered a corrected program, and I needed one on every seat, ceremony and reception both. I handed her a box and $400 and asked her not to open it, just place them face up. She looked at the box, then at me. Then she said, okay. I left my suit hanging in the groom's room. I left the ring on the table. Guests started arriving at 1:30. People sat down. People opened their booklets because that's what you do while you're waiting. I wasn't there. I was on I-94 with my father, 4 hours north with a boat on the trailer. At 2 o'clock, every phone in that place buzzed because I'd scheduled the message. Wedding's off. Sorry for your time. The booklets explain it. Mateo, check your email. My cousin texted at 2:11. Nobody is talking. 200 people just reading. My uncle at 2:20. Her father walked out to the parking lot and hasn't come back. Mateo's own sister, 2:40. I read it. I'm sick. I'm so sorry. The one that got me was Delphine's mother. She called that night and I let it ring twice and picked up. She wasn't defending anybody. She said she'd read all 22 pages standing at the back of the barn, that she was sorry, and that she'd raised her better. Then she said, the part about your hands, I couldn't get past that part. Delphine called 40-some times. Blocked. Mateo sent 6 paragraphs about how it wasn't what it looked like, and how I'd ruined a decade of work over a mistake. The email he found in his inbox was from my attorney, executing the same clause he'd been planning to use on me, funded by the loan I'd had approved 11 days earlier. I sent him 4 words back. Crews start Monday. Mine. Then I turned my phone off for a week and caught more walleye than I have any business admitting. I run the company by myself now. 2 of the 3 crews stayed. The magazine ran the patio in September and put my name under it. Delphine's parents are still paying the venue. I keep 1 copy of that booklet in my truck. I've never had to open it again.